Okay, quick video on a Maytag natural gas dryer. Just some maintenance. I was going to go buy a bunch of parts, but I thought, I've had this dryer for over 10 or 15 years. I thought instead of just buying the parts, let's take it apart and see what parts are really needed. So yeah, I kind of decided to do this video after I already had kind of disassembled it, so apologies for that. But basically, what you do is access the front door, 2 screws there at the bottom, left and right, allows you to lift up the bottom. These tabs then allow you to pull the whole door off. You've got a door switch, a couple of connections you can see on the ground there that allows you to basically take this door front assembly and just set it aside easily enough. The other things that I then did, which again, apologies for not showing it, but you're left with this front bulkhead. Got a light connection there, 2 wires to take off, and basically 4 screws, 2 on each side, that then allows you to pull this front bulkhead off. Here you can see the felt piece, which is one part I was gonna buy, but after looking at this, I don't necessarily think I need a new one. I mean, it's built in there pretty good. It may work a little better with a new one, but at this point I don't think I'm gonna get a new one. The other 2 parts that I was gonna buy are these glides. There's one at the 7 o'clock position and one at the 5 o'clock position. You can see them here. There's one there right above the exhaust vent and one on the opposite side there. So those are the ones that come with rivets that allow this to glide. Mine's got a little crack on this one, some wear. Not really sure if that might be a part I get, because I definitely want to get the belt. So I might get those and replace those, although they don't look that bad, to be honest. So once you take this front bulkhead piece off, set that aside, what I did was just to kind of see what's going on. This the blower wheel cage has several screws that let you take this face off. There's one there that's mounted to the base plate, so you have to take that one off. All the rest of them are the same except for that one. Take that off, opens up here. Actually found a penny in there and a couple of nails that couldn't make it up this hill, and exhaust from over the years of use. This is another part that could be replaced, but mine looks totally fine. It's dirty, just cleaned it up a little. Don't need a new one of that. I thought, what about the cage itself? Cage looks really good. Got some junk in it that can be easily cleaned with the compressor or just pulled off with your hand to clean off the wheel a little. But overall, structurally, the cage here is very sound. You can take that off by that connection there if you wanted to. I'm not gonna bother. Mine looks really well, other than cleaning it up, like I said. There you can see the idler pulley tensioner. And what's not clear on any of the parts select or repair clinic sites is there's actually 2 drum rollers. Their picture kind of only shows one. There's one with it already taken off, and there's the second one, and I've actually taken the axle off of that one. As you can see, that is full of tar, dark, nasty, sticky stuff that needs cleaning. I was definitely going to buy 2 wheels, but after looking at the wheels, I said, wait a second, these are not an issue. This one is partially cleaned. I used paint thinner and just a rag and cleaned it off. You can see I'm still working on this one, but this one here, make sure you mark yours too, so you put them back. Front left, front right, and then back. But basically, those come off of this shaft, which is the one that I just showed is already removed. The other one's still in there. This is cleaned. You can see its weight on there from, you know, preferentially being loaded at that side. That doesn't come off, but a little steel will lock that into a into a drill, clean it off. Little steel wool, it's all nice and polished now. That's what fits into these and mounts on the back side there. So I have one of those already showed in the unit, and this is the other one. So once you do that, get a little lithium grease, clean this wheel out. This looks brand new basically now, so I'm definitely not going to buy a new one. Just got to get some grease here, clean the shaft, stick it back in. Here's the bolt that locks here. It's accessible from this back door. You can see right up there. Where's it at? Right there. That's where the shaft mounts, and I got to get the other one, which is a little bit harder because it's on this side next to the gas valve there. Anyway, so yeah, although I was going to go buy 2 wheels without even thinking about it, I've decided the wheels are definitely cleanable and re-lubricated, will be totally fine. Here's the wheels are on. You've got a little bent flat washer, kind of keeps the pressure against the backside. It goes in with the shaft nut mounting part like that. Then the wheel goes on, and then there's this little carbon fiber, some kind of fiberglass washer in the front, and a little clip ring, which you'll need. Get a little tool to get off. So basically that's how those are mounted. Again, I got to reach back there and take that one off and clean it up. But that, and you can also see the felt in the back here. Yeah, a nice new one would be great, but they're like 25 bucks each too. I think mine's fine. It's amazing how after 15 years of running this thing, the only thing I've ever actually done is change the igniter and these solenoids, which if you ever have a gas that doesn't stay on, those can intermittently fail and not open the gas valve completely, or open it, and once it warms up they'll fail and it'll close and you won't get consistent gas heating. So those are like $7. Go ahead and change those out if you have an opportunity. It's very easy. You just unscrew these 2 screws, undo those connections, and this bracket mount comes off, and 2 of these solenoid comes off, and you just replace them. Less than 10 bucks. Stick it back on, put the connections back on. Absolutely no gas issues with respect to any kind of being scared about gas there. It's totally just 2 solenoids that fit on these 2 rods. Very easy job, and I'd recommend doing that regardless of whether they're failing, as a part of cheap maintenance. Cause you a lot of problems down the road from being a problem. There you can see one of the temperature valves, electrical temperature fuses. Here's one here. There's another one here that actually is controllable of turning on and off the heat. So it's not just a failure like these ones with the 2. Those are strictly just failure due to overheat. That'll turn off the dryer completely. This is the one that actually controls the heat in the drum and controls the valve opening and closing for the burner. There's a motor. I'll put another part of this video when I get the idler pulley off to show you what that looks like. But so yeah, I'm gonna basically buy a new belt. Here's the belt. This is the original belt. I'm kind of amazed how many times this thing has gone around. It does have a little bit of ripping and wearing, so it's definitely needing of replacement, but I think the rest of the stuff I can replace, or not have to replace, other than the belt, depending on how that idler tensioner pulley looks. I think I'll be back up and running with a much quieter dryer. Okay, stay tuned and I'll finish up on another video. here's just a quick demonstration using a little paint thinner, mineral spirits, and a paper towel. You can see how just cleaning the wheels, there's two of them. There's one I've done completely, looks almost brand new now. But you just rub the roller wheel with the paint thinner, paper towel, clean off that dust stuff that's been embedded into the wheel. But you can see it's very easy to do, and it's clean. And here's the finished one. Almost looks brand new. And like I showed earlier, this was all filled with resin, tar, dark stuff. You can see there that basically put that in a drill and clean it with some mineral spirits and a little bit of steel wool, fine steel wool. Clean that up real nice. Put some more lithium grease on there once I get it back in. These are strictly just roller bearings. They're no, I mean, they just roll on the shaft. There's no ball bearing or anything. I was hoping I'd find that, but that's probably a little too ambitious to have. But anyway, that's how you clean these bearings up. That'll save you, I think these were 20 bucks each or something. So definitely don't need new ones, just need to lube it up and clean it up. Obviously clean up the surface that it rides on the drum. But yeah, that should do it as far as this process and part of the maintenance of your dryer. Anyway, this is how you put it on a chuck. Little steel wool towel first of all. Spin that around. You can see that area that's the most wear. That's all clean, but that's how you clean it up. And it does look like the wear part is on the top. There's the mark I had. So it is the weight bearing obviously down, and that's where the main weight is. All right, next step is the tensioner wheel. This one I took off, obviously dirty, got some crud to clean off. Just marked it rear so I know which orientation is. Always good to kind of mark things. It's basically held in place on this shaft here. Same issue with this shaft, although it's not screwed in. It's just pressed in with some flares there that hold it on this bracket. So basically I want to clean that up just like I did with the other ones. Can't put it on the drill, but can clean it up nicely. That'll get some more lithium grease to ride in that bearing. Again, it's just a roller bearing, nothing fancy. They don't come out, so you clean that up inside, clean all this dust and lint off. The wheel itself is worn very nicely where the belt is. So other than cleaning it up kind of like I did before with some paint thinner, making sure there's no ridges or anything, I think this wheel should be fine with a little bit of grease. Again, there's a couple of washers and unlike the other one, I don't know why they changed designs. This has got one of the little C-clips that pops in. You need a little screwdriver, you can pop that out. Just putting a little pressure on that thing against the shaft. But that basically fits here on the shaft once the wheel's on and the washers are on. So let me clean that up, put that back, and then I think I'm ready to reassemble everything. Okay, on the roller bearings, grease them up, real smooth now. Some lithium grease. Clean the rubber pads. They're essentially brand new. No reason to buy new ones on these at all. They're going to be great. Also from the back side here, you can see I cleaned up the tensioner, springs back on. Again, put lithium grease on that shaft and washers and everything, so it's real smooth as well. I was going to show you the drum. Basically wanted to show how the drum, this is where the rollers and what have you rub, and I've noticed on mine, I don't know what this stuff is, but it's definitely stuff that's not something you want on there for smooth transition. I mean, smooth against the felt and the rollers are on this side. So you want to clean this off nicely, get any kind of residue, friction creating stuff. Just clean this up nice. I'm using just some steel wool to go around the perimeter of these two sides and clean up everything. Put a little coat of wax on there to make it real smooth, and that should really make this drum work great. You can see where the belt has been put on here. So this is actually the back, because this is the belt, and this would be the front lip. But the belt goes here, so this is the back where the rollers are rolling along. Anyway, clean that up, and then we'll work on putting it back in. Putting the belt on's easy. Actually, putting it on the bulkhead, like I said before, it's easy just to put it around the drum. And then you'll have the ends here, and basically you've got to bring it around this. There is a slot here that it does go through on its way up to that side of the drum, and this way on the bottom side of the drum. But basically it almost goes through at least 80% of this idler pulley. And then you can just slowly turn it here. Well, let me do it here. Slowly turn it here to make sure that it's seated on the metal drum and that it's seated on the idler and the motor shaft. But basically that's what I wanted to kind of show there, that it does go in that bracket, but it's got clearance because of the tension and placement. So anyway, that's that. Getting the belt on, and then to get the drum back in. Once you put the drum in, it helps to kind of have a block of wood maybe here to help keep the drum top part from wanting to fall down while you secure the 4 screws of this bulkhead here, 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 and here. Would help to have another helper, but the only alignment you got to do is make sure the exhaust here, airflow goes, that this port goes into that felt circle, and that the drum is on the rollers in the back, and that's it. So basically now it turns smoothly. So tighten those up, and we're basically pretty much ready to put the top on.